Hey, and hello, you guys. Welcome back to another creepy TikTok conspiracy video. Let's stop talking and let's get to watching.
The 5 richest American men. Number 5, Bill Gates. As the co-founder of Microsoft, he played a key role in the personal computing revolution. Today, he is also known for his philanthropic efforts through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. His net worth is estimated at $121 billion. Number 4, Warren Buffett. Nicknamed the Oracle of Omaha, he is famous for his savvy investments and managing Berkshire Hathaway. Buffett is known for his pragmatic approach to investing and his relatively modest lifestyle despite his wealth. His fortune is $122 billion. Number 3, Larry Ellison. The co-founder of Oracle Corporation, he built his fortune in the enterprise software industry. Ellison is also known for his real estate investments and his passion for sailing and aviation. His net worth is $138 billion. Number 2, Jeff Bezos. The founder of Amazon, he revolutionized online commerce and has diversified into many other areas, including space exploration with his company, Blue Origin. His fortune continues to grow with Amazon's expansion, currently valued at approximately $178 billion. Number 1, Elon Musk. Known for his role in creating PayPal, Tesla Motors, SpaceX, and more recently Neuralink and The Boring Company, Musk is recognized for his innovation in the automotive industry, space exploration, and future technologies. His net worth is around $225 billion.
It's too much.
The Simpsons did it again. They recently predicted 2 big unbelievable things that already happened in 2024. They foresaw a tsunami wiping out Japan, and a later episode showed aliens invading a Miami mall. Both already happened this year. This leads to their 3rd prediction for 2024. It is pretty scary, so watch until the end to keep your family safe. In episode 18 from season 17, titled The Wettest Story Ever Told, the Simpson family is shown traveling on a boat near Japan. Suddenly, without warning, a massive tsunami appears and crashes into their boat, then continues, heading towards the coastline, and completely destroys and submerges the nearby city underwater. What's frightening is, on the very first day of 2024, a series of earthquakes occurred in central Japan's region, triggering a tsunami. There were 20 earthquakes, with the strongest measured 7 on Japan's Shindo Seismic Intensity Scale. Japan named this seismic event the Noto Hanto earthquake. In episode Treehouse of Horror 6, titled The Day the Earth Looks Stupid, Bart and Lisa are enjoying their Florida vacation when strange things start occurring. An alien is spotted in a small storage room. Moments later, a full-scale invasion begins. Their 3rd omen is even more chilling. I'll reveal it in part 2.
Thing you want to me. Just make me famous.
I just want $1 million.
3 weeks later, I got friends, and God did not forget about the second part. The American dream happened to me. I got the great job. I was good at it. I bought a house. The house had a pool. I had the American dream, and I really, really liked it. Loved it for about 6 months.
I'm Chandler. I make jokes when I'm uncomfortable.
And then I walked in my house and went, oh man, this is not fixing this problem that I have. How is that possible? Jim Carrey did a really good quote a couple years ago, a few years ago, and he said, I want everybody to get their dream, all their dreams come true. Everybody. So that they could know that it's not the answer.
Trump's plans if he's re-elected 2024?
As soon as I lift my hand from the Bible as your 47th president, I will seal the border, shut down the invasion of millions and millions of people coming into our country, and we will start an energy revolution. We have more than anybody else. Stop the deadly drugs that are poisoning our people. I will deploy the U.S. Navy to impose a full fentanyl blockade on the waters of our region. As your president, I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. You know what they're doing. Such a currency would give a federal government, our federal government, the absolute control over your money. They could take your money, you wouldn't even know it was gone. This would be a dangerous threat to freedom, and I will stop it. And on the payroll tax, we'll be terminating the payroll tax After I hopefully get elected, we'll be terminating the payroll tax. So that will mean anywhere from $5,000 to even more per family, and also great for businesses and great for jobs. A lot of people will be very happy to hear that. A lot of the great, certainly conservative economists will be great to have. They think that's the greatest thing we can do. That's better than the payments. That's better than anything else. Gender insanity being pushed on our children is an act of child abuse. Very simple. Here's my plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. A process that includes giving kids puberty blockers, mutating their physical appearance, and ultimately performing surgery on minor children. Can you believe this? We will restore peace through strength. That's what we did. We had no wars. We had no wars. And I'm the only candidate who can make this promise to you that I will prevent World War III. I know them all. We're not going to have World War III. And we are so close to World War III, you have no idea. When I looked at those bombs a few days ago starting to drop all over the Middle East, I say, Middle East, here we come again. I got you out. We'll build an iron dome over our country, the state-of-the-art missile defense shield, and it's all made in the USA.
We have less than 100 families controlling 8 billion people. Think about that. 8 billion people being controlled by less than 100 families. This is why the aliens don't talk to us directly. I mean, think about it. If I'm a super advanced race, I'm a type 3 civilization or type 2 civilization, and I fly by and look at the Earth and I see, oh, they got 29,000 nuclear bombs aimed at themselves while they're still on the planet, and 8 billion people are being controlled by this many tiny people, and they can't see how to take back control of their own planet and love one another. Why would I even stop by?
What if World War III started tomorrow? After 15 minutes, all the presidents of every country would tell citizens to stay at home. And soon after, there would be a global lockdown. In just 12 hours, all borders of all countries would be closed, and worries about nuclear weapons would quickly grow. Within one day, the rich and powerful start hiding in underground bunkers, leaving regular citizens to take care of themselves. 2 days later, communication systems and the internet go out completely, and the world goes dark. After 3 days, the first new key is used, setting off a chain reaction of retaliation. 4 days in, the air becomes so polluted that sunlight can't be seen from Earth, causing extreme consequences. 1 week later, food production stops, leading to the collapse of the global food chain, and 2 billion people are left without food. In just 1 month, the ozone layer is destroyed. After a year, with billions displaced, thousands of citizens are gone. Humans then start the process of rebuilding, but the Earth is forever scarred by this catastrophe.
Are you a part of the Illuminati?
Yeah. Yes, true.
Oh, Shane?
Who else could be in this mysterious group? Here's a list of super famous people who are rumored to be part of the Illuminati, and the last name might really surprise you: Jay-Z. This famous rapper and businessman often gets mentioned because of certain symbols in his music videos and the way he sometimes makes a triangle shape with his hands. Some people think this is a sign of the Illuminati. Beyonce. Just like Jay-Z, Beyonce is often talked about in these theories. This is especially true after some of her performances and music videos, which some people say have Illuminati symbols in them. Kanye West. His big role in music and fashion, plus the way he speaks his mind, have made him a focus of these kinds of theories. Rihanna. As a major pop star, Rihanna has been the center of speculation because of the images and symbols in her music videos and her public appearances. LeBron James. Known all over the world as a top athlete, LeBron is sometimes included in these theories, even though there's not much proof. Elon Musk. His huge influence in technology and space, and the fact that he's so well known, have led to different conspiracy theories about him.
Guys, my mind is blown. Check this out. So as I continue to research for Ancient Angels, my new documentary, yeah, I know, shameless plug, I've watched a lot more content about lost civilizations. And that led me to the Joe Rogan podcast, where he has Graham Hancock on. So Hancock starts talking about this psychedelic drug from the Amazon rainforest called ayahuasca. And if you guys aren't familiar with this drug, it's become quite popular recently. A lot of celebrities going down to the rainforest, working with shamans to have spiritual journeys. And check out what Graham Hancock says about this stuff.
The ayahuasca vine, which is one of the two ingredients of the ayahuasca brew, the other ingredient is leaves that contain DMT, which produces a rather different journey from the smoked or vaped DMT trip. It's a much longer journey. It's 4 or 5 hours. It allows you to integrate and to interrelate with the strange landscapes in which you find yourself amongst. And the entities that you encounter, I'm not making any claims about the reality status of those entities, but what I am saying, and it's a fact, is that people who work with DMT and ayahuasca do encounter what they construe to be entities who communicate with them intelligently. And ayahuasca means the vine of the dead.
Okay, so you heard what you just said. It's a fact that people encounter entities under the influence of this stuff. And it just so happens that many describe this entity as serpent-like. Spiritual journeys, knowledge of yourself, and serpents, okay? So as I've studied the occult for a couple years now, I remembered something. Aleister Crowley, the father of modern Satanism, when he wrote the Book of the Law, he claimed to channel a being, and his spirit just happened to have the name Ayahuasca. Ayahuasca, Ayahuasca. Crowley went on to say this entity was literally Satan himself, the serpent. And as I'm telling my boy Brian about this, he tells me about a video he's working on about AI and how AI has been in the news recently, where a boy was talking to an AI chatbot, and this AI operating system claimed to be a fallen angel. It claimed to be a demon. Elon Musk has been warning us about AI for years. He said AI was summoning the demon. And what really blew my mind is when I realized artificial intelligence operating system is AIOS. And when said phonetically, it's ayahuasca. So ayahuasca, ayahuasca, AIOS, ayahuasca. Yeah, I'm telling you, we are sheep amongst the wolves. So be as wise as serpents and as innocent as doves. Be sober and vigilant too.
This guy from the future said that on June 16th, 2023, a famous person will come back from the dead and then reveal how they died. Oh, you remember all those conspiracy theories about like those famous celebrities that ended up dying and then were spotted somewhere? Like, I almost want to say, like, if this is true, bro, what celebrity like would come back or could come back or would even want to come back?
Alright, you guys, something big must be going on in Holland because they just shut the power off in North and South Holland. Check this video out.
So people, this is crazy. The entire town is dark. People have candles on in houses. This is just a show, like the first, I'd say, wave of what you can expect in the future. They warned us for this, yes? Entire cities, towns going dark, out of electricity. Yes, make sure that you have an emergency kit at home. Make sure that you have food, that you don't need to cook, water and other supplies, so that you can survive without electricity. This is crazy, look at this. Just showing you, like, it's fucking dark.
And this is not even crazy because Biden warned us of this. Biden warned us that we are going to be experiencing a dark winter, and this is exactly what's happening now.
We're going to end this by the summer. We're about to go into a dark winter. A dark winter.
So you guys see it. They always tell you everything before it happens. People just don't pay attention. But I'm here showing y'all what's going on in the world. And they're about to enter a dark winter. It's dark over there, and it is winter time. So imagine what's going to take place. Again, I don't know how long the power's going to be out for, but something's going on to be turning off the power to North and South Holland. So let me know what you guys think about this video. What do you think is going on in the world, man? So much going on in the world every single day. It's hard to keep up, you guys. Trust me, it's hard to keep up. I want to put the information out there, but it's like, dang, another one. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during this interesting times, y'all. And we are in these times right now. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and follow for more like this. We in this shift, y'all. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's get it. Peace in.
What he said.
Human beings are not from Earth, and I'm about to show you proof. Ellis Silver, an ecologist from the United States, put forth a theory which posits that humans might not be native to Earth. Central to this theory is the argument that certain human characteristics are not well suited to the Earth's environment, and this might suggest an extraterrestrial origin. Some of the key points in support of this hypothesis include sunlight. Unlike many other species on Earth, humans cannot be exposed to the sun for long periods without
We are very fragile. We are the only creature on this earth like this fragile, like when we are born, and I think there's something to what he's saying.
Getting sunburned or having skin damage, suggesting that our bodies are not adapted to constant exposure to the sun. Chronic illnesses. He also notes the prevalence of chronic illnesses in humans, which he argues might indicate that we have evolved in a different environment with different conditions. Difficulties in childbirth. The theory also touches on the fact that humans have a much more difficult and painful childbirth compared to many other animals. Silver suggests this could be because humans originally evolved in a place with lower gravity. Discomfort with Earth's environments. Another point is the general discomfort that humans feel in Earth's various environments. Most other species have adapted to specific environments, but humans often require artificial means to survive, like clothing and constructed shelter. Psychological aspects. Silver also brings in psychological elements, positing that deep-seated feelings of not belonging or dissatisfaction could be indicative of humans being from elsewhere. Unusual physical features. Compared to other Earth species, humans have unique physical characteristics, such as relatively hairless bodies and the large amount of sweat glands. This could be interpreted as an adaptation to a different climate or environment not found on Earth. Back problems. Many humans suffer from back problems, a trait not common in other Earth species. This could be seen as a sign that humans evolved in a place with different gravity, making our upright posture less problematic. Sleep disorders. Humans often suffer from various sleep disorders. One could speculate that this is because our natural circadian rhythms are tuned to a different planetary rotation or a differently lit environment than Earth's 24-hour cycle. Sensitivity to natural elements. Humans are particularly sensitive to a range of natural elements and temperatures, often requiring protective measures such as clothing and shelters, unlike many Earth-adapted species that thrive in their natural habitats without such aids. Distinct genetic disorders. Humans have a range of genetic disorders that are unique to our species. This could be interpreted as a sign that our species might have evolved under different conditions, where these disorders were not detrimental or perhaps didn't exist. High emotional sensitivity. Humans exhibit a high level of emotional sensitivity and complexity, which could be seen as atypical compared to many Earth species. This might suggest an origin from a place where such emotional depth was necessary or developed differently. Chronic fatigue. The common occurrence of chronic fatigue and lack of energy in humans, despite adequate conditions for rest and nutrition, could be speculated as a sign of an evolutionary mismatch.
Bluetooth mode.
Many humans have food intolerances and allergies, which could be interpreted as our bodies not being fully adapted to the types of flora and fauna available on Earth, suggesting an evolutionary history in a different ecosystem. Fascination with the cosmos. Lastly, humans have always had a deep fascination with the stars and space, often feeling a strong connection or curiosity about the cosmos. This might be romantically or speculatively interpreted as a subconscious memory or linked to an extraterrestrial origin.
If you take the battery out of your phone, I can still listen to you. In the old days when you took the batteries out, you take the batteries out and think you're good, and you go in there and skiff, and you can talk about whatever you want. Well, I can still listen to you.
Yeah.
We were doing stuff that you could never find what we were doing, ever, and you never will. And it's in every piece of equipment right now, in every chip right now, there's stuff. And where are we buying all the chips from?
China.
Random.
I said something on social media the other day that outer space is the ocean.
Right.
Explain that.
I can't do it.
You can't explain it?
I can explain it, but I don't want to explain it on camera.
Is it one of those things where it's just like, we don't know what's up there and we don't know what's down there?
Wow, where did this guy ever get such a crazy idea? Well, maybe it was the 2016 Hennessy ad that was about Auguste Piccard, the first man to ever reach the stratosphere. Check this out. Wow, plot twist. I bet you didn't see that coming. That's a weird ending. Also, what does it have to do with booze? Strange, right? Or maybe it was this. In 2013, an Italian astronaut nearly drowned to death in space.
It's hard to tell, but it feels like a lot of water.
Water in his helmet?
Yes, if there's enough water, he certainly had that risk today, and that's why we took it so seriously.
That's right. She said Luca Parmitano was in danger of drowning in his spacesuit, orbiting 260 miles above planet Earth.
That's strange, right? That's weird. Or maybe it's this. Genesis chapter 1, verse 6. Then God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." Thus God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And he called the firmament heaven. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe he just reads his Bible and believes it.
Knows who Tom Holland is, right? Played the role in Spider-Man. He's done some incredible films. Listen to Tom Holland as he talks about how he has to pull away from Hollywood because Hollywood's super corrupt, it's evil. You see incredible actors start to fall apart because he really hates it there. And what he starts to experience from this, check this out.
I really do not like Hollywood. It is not for me. The business really scares me. I understand that I'm a part of that business and I enjoy my kind of interactions with it. But that said, I am always looking for ways to kind of remove myself from it, to kind of just live as normal a life as possible. Today, doing this is a very rare thing for me to do. Yeah, I definitely think it has been an ongoing thought, which is don't lose yourself. I've seen so many people come before me and lose themselves, and I've had friends that I've grown up with that aren't friends of mine anymore because they've lost themselves to this business. I just am really, really keen to focus on what makes me happy, which is my family, it's my friends, it's my carpentry, my golf, the charity that my mum runs. That is the stuff that makes me really happy, and that's the stuff that I should protect.
Hollywood is getting weirder and weirder. A lot of things are starting to get exposed, and Tom alludes to it, but he doesn't clearly say it. He knows something that we don't know, and he wants out of there.
now saying Britney Spears wasn't slapped by Victor's bodyguard, and the reasoning is crazy. Guys, I'm going to have more information come out about this, so to get all that and some other theories, make sure and click the... As most everybody knows, Britney Spears went up to Victor, and she was trying to get an autograph or a photo. She went up behind him, tapped him on the shoulder. The bodyguard turned around and slapped her in the face. Or did he? The footage came out, and now people are saying that's not what happened. Take a look and tell me what you think, and we'll... You ready for the mental gymnastics here? People are saying that what actually happened is Britney hit herself in the face. Apparently, she went up to try to tap him and talk to him, and the bodyguard, from what people are saying, slapped her hand away, which made her slap herself in the face. So people are saying actually he did nothing wrong, and thus far, no charges are being pressed. To me, this is really similar to somebody coming up to you and like taking your hand and going, why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? I know it's not exactly the same, but my point is, he used that much force on her that would physically hurt her. And my question is, why is there no investigation and why are there no charges pressed? So if somebody were come to you and to beat you with your own body, apparently that's legal. And yet what? Britney shaves her head and gets her life taken away. And we wonder why she talks in an English accent and has some issues sometimes. I don't know. What do you guys think about this logic? Sound off in the comments, click the plus sign. I've got more coming.
I've been trying to go to Easter Island for the last 10 years.
Can't get in?
Not only cannot get in, nobody's going to get in now because somebody went there and lit that place on fire. They burned down the majority of the moai heads. They put some type of a chemical on the moais and lit that on fire, which melted solid stone. How do you get that much fuel, first of all, on the island? It's hard to get there. How do you get the fuel there? And whatever was added to this fuel, or whatever type of fuel it was, and who had the approval to bring that kind of chemical through international borders onto that island and then have the time to put it on top of the stone and then to actually light them all on fire? There's no trees on Easter Island. There's nothing to keep the flames going. So somebody manually had to go and burn all these heads. So now with that being destroyed, and my biggest dream was to go there.
This is the Buried Alive video, a gruesome new cartel video you should never go looking for explained. The video that I'm about to explain is 2 minutes and 14 seconds long, and it's shot during the day in a wooded type area. The young captive can be seen sitting on the ground with his hands tied behind his back, and you can visibly see him extremely upset and traumatized about the whole situation that he finds himself in. The first 40 seconds of the video, you see the captive cry as one of his captors lectures him on what he did wrong. The cartel member says the following: "What should I say to all the individuals, all the families that lost relatives? Should I tell them I set you free because you cried before me? Those victims were either killed or maimed because of you. This is all your fault." The young captive can barely respond to the cartel member through the tears. It's extremely sad and it's hard to watch. He apologizes, but he has no luck. Eventually they blame a massacre that happened on him since he was the lookout at the event, and his failure to notify his superiors was why he ended up in this situation. And after the interrogation, the brutality begins. The execution segment isn't recorded in one sitting, but instead a compilation of clips detailing the murder. You see the victim lying on his back on the dirt-covered ground. His shirt has been taken off and the bottom of his jeans have been cut off. And above his knees, you see he already sustained brutal injuries. He has 2 very large gashes above both knees, and the victim rolls around on the ground in pain. The cartel member who lectured him can be heard giggling as he looks at the victim. Another cartel member with an axe then chops away at the victim's legs above the knees, each time drawing a reaction from the victim. He screams out in pain after each blow. And as the blade hits flesh, you hear a wet thudding sound combined with the victim's groans. Though he has already lost a lot of blood at this point, and you hear in his voice that he is very tired and weary. After the cartel member with the axe chops the victim's legs several times, he backs off, allowing the cameraman to focus on the victim, who at this point is taking fast and hard breaths. It looks as if he is hyperventilating. The noises he makes are just disturbing. It's like snoring mixed with sounds of grunting and groans. The cartel member then gets a machete and starts slicing the flesh above the victim's knees, as the axe appears to have already broken the bone. The cameraman changes position and you see that at least one of the victim's feet has also been severed. The machete-wielding cartel member then starts to hack away at the other leg above the knee, but unlike the left leg, the bone hasn't been broken by the axe. You then see a close...
How can you survive all this, all that loss of blood? They said he already cut off a foot.
The man swings the machete into the wound, and you hear a loud clinging noise as the blade hits the bone. And for some sinister reason, this makes the cameraman giggle. Throughout all of this, you still hear the victim snoring as he drifts in and out of consciousness. The video then jump cuts to a previous scene in the execution. The victim is lying on his back, and you see that both of his feet have been cut off. The cameraman then films a close-up of the victim's face, who just looks back at the camera with an empty expression. The video then jump cuts again, and you see the victim before he is killed. He is missing both feet, and his legs are hanging on by shreds of skin. He has been completely butchered, and he is still alive. A man then roughly grabs him by the hair and drags him across the dirt ground into a freshly dug deep grave, and this is where the video concludes. This victim was an extremely young and low-ranking member, and even explaining what happened in the video doesn't really make you understand how bad it is. Now, he definitely wasn't all there when he got buried alive, but he was still alive. And it's just an extremely disturbing thought thinking about what it's like being buried alive. I can't even imagine it. Whatever you do, do yourself a favor and please stay curious. Never go searching for this video.
I won't. You don't.
There's a theory that the Grand Canyon holds something that none of us knew was there. So back in the 1850s, right, the Grand Canyon was used to mine gold. Did you know that? Now, the Grand Canyon, when people started mining it, the gold index crashed because they found so much gold there. Now, what happened was the government and the military, they closed it off and they made it a sanctuary so that nobody can just go there and then take whatever they want. But there was this one guy, his name was Seth Tannen, and he was an explorer. He explored this one cave in the Grand Canyon, and he claimed what he saw was ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics in one of the caves. What is it? Now, the theory is that the Grand Canyon, it actually holds the lost city of El Dorado. What? Like, you know, the lost gold city of El Dorado. Yeah, the whole city. The whole city. So if you think about it, it's never found. The lost city, the gold city, never found. Now the theory is that it's literally in the Grand Canyon, deep in these caves. And the reason the government and the world is trying to keep it a secret is because it would crash the gold price.
It's something called the 369 method. And basically all it is like the ultimate manifestation. And some people won't think I'm crazy for saying this, but 369 method. So you write down what you want to become like you already became it. So you write it down 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, 9 times at night. And you read it before you go to bed. So you read it 9 times before you go to bed. So basically it's just like, I would write down, I'm gonna be the first millionaire in my family, not the last. I'm gonna be the first millionaire in my family, not the last. I'm gonna be the first millionaire in my family, not the last. And I'll write it down every single day. Money comes easily, frequently, and abundantly every single day. You know what I'm saying? So I write it down 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, 9 times at night, and I read it before I go to sleep.
This live stream is still in history, the most watched live stream ever. Really? This happened in like late 90s. I think 17 million viewers total. 17 million. Game of Thrones only had 16 million. The story of the city, it was pretty much this Japanese comedian. He won a raffle because he thought he was gonna get a huge opportunity to be on like this big show. But realistically, what happened, he actually got tricked. And when he won the raffle to win his spot on the show was actually about him being locked into this apartment room by himself, no clothes, no food. All he had was water, locked doors, and he was supposed to survive in that room just by winning raffles on a magazine.
So he would call it, and I guess he would win like items that generate a price. So maybe like he would win a bike, right?
Yeah,
that's like $200.
He had to do all the mail-in contests.
My goodness.
For everything, food. He didn't get food until like a couple days in.
And it was it was like a can that he couldn't open because there was no can opener.
Yeah, there's no can openers. And one of the saddest ones was somebody knocked on his door, and it was.
What the fuck, man?
An expert, but as a concerned citizen.
One of the 400,000 people who marched in the streets of New York on Sunday.
And the billions of others around the world who want to solve our climate crisis.
As an actor, I pretend for a living. I play fictitious characters
often solving fictitious problems.
I believe that mankind has looked at climate change in that same way, as if it were fiction.
As if pretending that climate change wasn't real would somehow make it go away. But I think we all know better than that now.
Satellites are just balloons. They do not orbit Earth in space. Yes, you heard correctly. Even scientists themselves have confirmed this. NASA is the largest consumer of helium, with an annual estimated consumption of 75 million cubic feet. Now, we are told that satellites are put in space by putting them on rockets and carrying tons of propellants, which essentially give them enough energy to boost away from the Earth's surface. But if this is true, then why are there so many satellites on balloons? Now, if space is what we are told it is, then surely we wouldn't need to waste so much helium and balloons in order to keep these satellites in the sky, right? What many people are finding hard to believe about geostationary satellites in space is that they are all sticking to Earth through a gravitational pull while we are spinning 1,000 miles an hour, simultaneously traveling around our sun at 6,666 miles per hour. Many people use these facts and statistics to debate the flat Earth concept, as globe earthers tend to not think flat Earth can work with our current use of satellites. What do you think about Sataloons?
Okay guys, that's it for today. If you watched this far, thank you. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. I'll see you guys again. Boom.